After Jesus was arrested, he was led to the high priest. The religious leaders were trying to find a reason to kill Jesus, but they could not. The high priest asked, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of God?" Jesus replied, "Yes, that's right." The high priest said, "He has spoken against God. He deserves to die." The religious leaders refused to believe that Jesus was God's son. In the morning, the religious leaders led Jesus to Pilate, the governor. "Are you the king of the Jews?" Pilate asked. "Yes, that's right," Jesus replied. "What should I do with Jesus?" Pilate asked the crowd. "Crucify him," they answered. Pilate did not think Jesus had done anything wrong, but he handed Jesus over and said, "Do whatever you want." The governor's soldiers put a scarlet robe on Jesus. They made a crown of thorns and put it on his head. Then they mocked him. "Here is the King of the Jews." They beat Jesus and led him away to be killed. The soldiers nailed Jesus to a cross. They put a sign above his head that said, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 criminals were crucified next to him. Darkness covered the land. Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Jesus shouted again, and then he died. Suddenly, the curtain in the temple sanctuary split in two from top to bottom, and there was an earthquake. One of the men guarding Jesus' body said, "This man really was God's son." Jesus was buried in a tomb. A stone was sealed in front of the tomb so that no one could steal Jesus' body. On the 3rd day, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to the tomb. Suddenly, there was an earthquake. An angel of the Lord rolled back the stone and sat on it. The guards were so afraid that they fainted. The angel spoke to the woman, "Don't be afraid. I know you are looking for Jesus. He is not here. He has risen, just like he said he would." The women left the tomb quickly. They ran to tell the disciples the good news. Just then, Jesus greeted them. The women worshiped him. "Don't be afraid," Jesus told them. "Tell my followers to go to Galilee. They will see me there." Jesus appeared to Peter and then to the other disciples. Jesus also appeared to more than 500 people who followed him. Many people witnessed that Jesus is alive. Jesus' death and resurrection is the center of the gospel. In Adam, we were spiritually dead in sin, but Jesus died to pay for our sins. Jesus is alive. God gives new life to everyone who trusts in Jesus.
Hey there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Mateo from Mola, South Carolina asks,
A kid at school said something mean to me. Do I have to forgive him?
Mateo, let me just say this first of all. I'm sorry that somebody was mean to you. I know that's hard. We've all been there. The world is just a sinful place. People are mean. They say mean things, and it hurts. And so again, I'm just sorry this happened to you. Forgiving somebody is hard. Wanting to forgive somebody is hard as well. And so your question is really significant to me and many others who are with you. So let me just kind of speak to this for a minute. Now, the big idea here is, do I need to forgive somebody else? And the answer is yes, we do. That's what we have to do. God has called us to forgive all others. And let me give you the reason behind this. Hopefully it makes it a little bit easier to understand, get your arms around, and actually do. You see, when we think about forgiving others, we have to think about how God has forgiven us. That God sent Jesus so that he would die for us to provide forgiveness. And you know what? We were mean to God. We did nothing to deserve God's forgiveness. It's an act of grace alone. And so because of God doing that for us, when we really understand that, when we really start to understand that, man, I don't deserve God's forgiveness, but he gave it to me so freely and abundantly, without hesitation. And when I think about how God did that for me, then I should want to forgive others, right? We should want to demonstrate to others what's been given to us. So when you think about this person who said something mean to you and understand they don't deserve your forgiveness, but neither do you deserve God's forgiveness. But God gave you His forgiveness, so we should give that other person your forgiveness. That's the way it's designed to work. And so operate from that heart position, that heart posture of saying, you know what? I know this person did something mean. They haven't even asked for forgiveness, but I'm gonna strive to forgive them because God forgave me. And you know what could happen? When your friend sees you forgiving him for being mean, they may see a picture of the gospel. They may see that God is the great forgiver, and they may be drawn to Him because of your act of forgiveness. So there's something bigger at stake here, isn't that? That's pretty exciting to think about. So I got a question for you. Do you think it's ever okay not to forgive someone? Why or why not?